So I was thinking, right? And I know I'm not the first one to have this thought, but when you think about it, it make a lot of sense, right? And I know I ain't the first one to have this thought because, great minds think alike. Now, I seen this video recently, right? I already posted the bitch and everything. Seen this video recently of this dude getting his ass whooped. You feel me? I'm talking about SmackDown, excuse me, Monday Night Raw. I'm talking about, looked like he was getting jumped into a gang. You feel me? I'm talking about win. You feel me? And of course, somebody recorded it, whatever. But it may not be what you're used to, right? Because in this video, it was a white guy getting beat up by the police. You feel me? At least he looked like a white guy, right? I'm talking about they were laying hands on him. You feel me? And it wasn't for prayer. So, as I reposted that, I thought, because I don't think a lot of people has actually seen the video. And I was correct. You feel me? Because unlike the shootings or killings or, the beat downs of like black people that circulate around the internet, around Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, or whatever you can think of. There's a lot of other sites people be on that I don't know nothing about. Right? So, unlike videos of black people getting beat up and killed by the police, you see those a lot. You don't really see a lot of videos of white guys, getting beat up and killed by the police. And I feel like there's a reason for that. And I feel like the reason for that is that, they don't want white people to feel the same way that black people feel about the police. They don't want white people to be in fear of the police or nothing like that. You feel me? They want white people to feel safe and protected by the police. You feel me? That's what they want. So you can always have that element. Well, it's gonna always be an element of race, because there's a lot of races in the police department. I mean, in the FBI. I mean, as you go up the chain, there's a lot of racist motherfuckers in there. You feel me? I mean, they came out with a report and told you there's a lot of white supremacists, basically like racist organizations, groups that have infiltrated the police departments and the FBI and all of that extra shit, right? So this is like it's not a military secret or no shit like that. This is known. But my thing is, when it comes to like the algorithms and stuff like that, when it's a white boy being beat down, or when it's police brutality on like anybody of another race, you feel me? I mean, because you don't see Asians getting beat up by the police like that. You don't really see Hispanics getting beat up by the police like that either. You feel me? At least not on video. Those videos don't circulate around the internet like the videos of a black person being killed or being beat up by the police. You feel me? Or anything, you feel me? I mean, anything of a black person. Any black trauma circulates around the internet. You feel me? I'm talking about like a motherfucker, right? Just think about it. You can probably name, just off the top of your head, 10 black people killed by the police. You feel me? Just off the top of your head, you can probably pull those videos up, right? Because it's everywhere. They want that image. They want you to feel like your life is in danger. You feel me? And one, they want to normalize it. Excuse me. Excuse me. They want to normalize it. Because if you see it all the time, it becomes normal, right? It's not cringe-worthy when you see it. You be like, damn, another nigga done got killed by the police again. You feel me? Or beat up by the police again. So when it happens, it's just like, you know, that's what's supposed to happen, right? That's what's supposed to happen. You know, you don't do what you told, or you don't do what they think you should do, or, you know, they got the right to violate you any way they want to because you're black. And this is what happens to black people. Like that dude in the airport that was like, oh, you treating me like a black person. You feel me? Because everybody knows there's racial bias in the system. There's racial bias when it comes to how black people get treated. Everybody know this shit. It's not a fucking secret. You feel me? And you know, when people use people of color, you know, try to color code it with that type of language, you know they're not talking about black people. You feel me? Because when they talking about black, they say black. You know, they say black voters or black residents or, you know, black people in general. You feel me? When they want to talk about everybody else, besides black people, they say people of color. You feel me? You know, that's everybody else. Everybody know this. It's not, like I said, it's not a military secret. Everybody know the shit already. And if you don't know it, then you're not paying attention. You feel me? Then you need to wake up, smell the coffee, and pay more attention to what the fuck is going on in the real world, right? So there are certain things that happens in black communities that don't happen nowhere else. There are certain things that happen to black people that don't happen to nobody else. Well, I won't say it never happens. It just doesn't happen as frequent, and it's not normalized. You feel me? Like, I remember I was 12, I think 11 or 12, right? Walking to my auntie house, you feel me? Police jump out and just harassing us and shit. I was by myself. I think I was like 2 of my cousins with me. Just harassing us, you know, patting us down, searching us, you know, for what? You feel me? Ask those questions. You feel me? You know, because you're not supposed to ask questions as a black person. You're not supposed to say anything. But I asked questions that ended up with me getting slung around and put in handcuffs and placed in the backseat of the car. Right? You feel me? Because as a black person, you're not supposed to ask questions. As a black person, people are supposed to just be able to do whatever they want to do to you, and you're just supposed to accept it and go with it. You feel me? People always say, "Oh, don't say nothing." You know, they just doing their job. Really? So that means nothing has changed, and the job of the police is what it's always been, right? To harass and harass black people, I guess. You feel me? Try to put some kind of fear in you. You feel me? Try to find any reason to take you off the street. You feel me? To put you in the cell, to put you behind bars, or to put you in the grave. Right? Because if that's normal, you feel me? Because if that's what police do normally, it wouldn't just happen to you. I mean, with anything, it definitely as a black male, right? You're like, I mean, damn, what can you do that people don't view as a threat or view as aggressive or view as angry, right? You can't have an opinion, you know, you can't be passionate about nothing, you feel me? You can't look a certain way. It's like you can't do nothing, you feel me? Because the image of the black man, he's an angry black man. He's angry. You feel me? But now they changing the image of the black man to he's a feminine black man. You got to be feminine and what? Yeah, feminine. You feel me? Because the image of the black man now is, you know, dresses and makeup, you know, and flamboyant, flaming, You feel me? First you was like hypersexualized and the criminal. You feel me? A rapist. You feel me? Shit like that, or a drug addict. You feel me? I guess it depends on what times you grew up in, right? Because the image of the black man changes over time to something more, I guess, deviant or be the word, or sinister, or I don't know, but I'm something negative. You feel me? It's not. It's not a positive. You don't think of black and think positive. You feel me? The big media machine has made it that way. You feel me? So we don't groomed our kids that way. You feel me? To think that everything negative that people perceive to be negative or whatever is what you're supposed to be as a black person. You feel me? And most parents ain't even parents to their kids because they so busy trying to be friends with them. You feel me? I mean, damn. So your kids gonna make friends and you gonna be their friend. So who gonna be their parent? So it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And